Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to talk about why it is crucial and utmost important to be emotionally stable before dating anybody. And we're going to use Huda from Love Island Season 7 as my example. I do want to make this clear first and foremost. This is not a video that is joining the shit talking train on Huda. I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not agree with her actions, and I am not her fan. I'm not a fan of Huda. I'm gonna be real, but I'm not a fan of bullying either and being mean, so I just want to make that disclaimer. So let's not have that in my comments, but without further ado, we finna get into it. So if you guys see me looking over here, we're gonna talk about my notes, right? I got notes over here. So when you are emotionally unstable, you tend to project. You tend to point fingers. You tend to lack accountability. You react without thinking. And you feel like it's everybody else's fault that you move the way you move, and it's on them to fix it, when that's not true. As we've seen numerous times on the show, Huda is not emotionally stable. I'm going to just be honest with you. Huda is not emotionally stable. How do I know? Once upon a time, I was a Huda. I'm not going to say I was Huda, because Huda OD shit. I'm going to be real. Huda OD shit. But there was a point in time where I was emotionally unstable. And I did project, and I did cry a lot, and I did point the fingers a lot. Now, the person that I was talking to was also a manipulator and was also all of these things. But if I'm talking about me and saying get accountability of me, I wasn't okay before I met him. It's just being with him made it worse. And I think we kind of seeing that in full time. The same thing with Jeremiah. Jeremiah is not perfect. Neither is Huda. But I do think the love bombing did not help her personal delusions. You get what I'm saying? So number one, unhealed wounds become someone else's burden. Like dead ass. Huda came onto Love Island with unresolved emotional pain, which could be from past relationships, pressures of being a single mom, self-worth issues, whatever the fuck it is. And instead of her healing these things privately in or before she came onto the TV show, she started just letting it loose uncontrollably. Like, I'm sure she don't want to come off as this emotionally unstable person, but you can wear a mask for so long. You get what I'm saying? And she starts to project her pain on Jeremiah a lot, which is not love. It is emotional outsourcing. And if I'm being honest, I think she love bombs too. Like, I don't think it's just a Jeremiah thing of love bombing. I think she love bombs too. I think he came in like, I got the best one, show is over, da 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 da. But that's also like flirting in a sense. But he definitely did apply a whole lot of pressure, and she was applying a whole lot of pressure too, to a point where they was already thinking about future shit on episode 2. And there was literally a moment where Ace literally was talking to Huda because she was upset that Jeremiah was talking to somebody else. And he's like, Huda, you do know this is only day 4, right? And she like, Ace, you do know I don't care, right? She's aware that she's delusional. She's aware that she's not stable. She just don't care. Like, she told us. You get what I'm saying? But it's like both of them together is just not good. It's not safe, and it's not okay. You get what I'm saying? Because she is somebody that is emotionally unstable, and he in his own way is also emotionally immature, because when shit hits the fan, he shuts down. When shit hits the fan, she explodes. So them together, real life is fire and water. Okay, dead ass. So number 2, insecurity breeds control, not connection. We've literally seen with our own 2 eyes when Jeremiah is talking to another girl. I think this was like maybe episode 2, maybe episode 3, when bombshells came in, and one of the bombshells was talking to Jeremiah, and she literally got up, walked across to be seen by Jeremiah, to kind of have this intimidation of like, you better not like her, you better not flirt with her. Like, she's trying to control the situation, opposed to it being like a genuine connection and a genuine love and care for him. Of course, you're not gonna love nobody after 4 days, don't get me wrong, but like what they're claiming so hard and what she's crying about every fucking episode, you would really think that they've been knowing each other their whole life, or this connection is just so pure and genuine, when it's a lot of controlling factors. I do think Jeremiah also have controlling tendencies, because I do believe episode 1 or 2, he was like, I'm not interested in talking to nobody else. And I do believe he said that to kind of like put that in her head as well. You know what I'm saying? And once he did say that, I felt like it just fed into her delusion of like, well, yeah, I don't want nobody else either. If that's what you want, then, you know, we're good. We're perfect. We're perfect for each other, you know, which is crazy. But yeah, she literally walked in front of him so that he could not get too involved in that conversation, and he immediately cut it off, and as if he was closed off. We also seen where the second batch of bombshells came in, and the men were like tied up, and the women were tied up, but the women got kissed by the male bombshells, and she was enjoying it, she was going all in. But when a woman kissed Jeremiah, she literally bent her back out and was like, bitch, you better stop. That's insane. That's insane. When it was Amaya. When Amaya came in, she walked past to get his attention off of her. When Amaya also first came in and was attracted to Jeremiah, she was calling her a bitch and untrustworthy and not a girl's girl. That shows so much emotional immaturity and so much insecurity, because it's like you're trying to control the situation and you're trying to paint this narrative of everybody else to feed your own insecurities. And unfortunately, nobody's really being honest with her, so it's just continuing and it's just going bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? But like, she's trying to control so much shit. She's trying to control what everybody think about the bombshells. She's trying to control where Jeremiah's attention is at. She's trying to control every fucking thing. But if it was a genuine connection, if it was something that was meant to be, it was something that was just so easy going, none of this would be needed and none of this would be necessary. And as somebody that was once emotionally immature trying to date, I used to try to be controlling too. I used to try to look in the phone and, you know, be like hella nosy and figure little details out. And I'm telling you from experience, she's not okay right now, like dead ass, and she really shouldn't have been on the show. But anyway, on the show, you see intense jealousy, possessiveness, and outbursts when she feels threatened and not prioritized. Why does this matter? When you lack emotional regulation, every small issue feels like a betrayal. Oh my God, that was so me. You try to control the person rather than understand them, right? Love become fear-based and not freedom-based. So he don't have the freedom to enjoy his experience and talk to other people and do challenges when she go all out on challenges because, you know, I'm only one Jeremiah. But when he's trying to enjoy himself and when he's trying to, you know, have a good time, she's always walking by. She's always making smart remarks. She's always bringing it back up. She always throwing it in his face. She has a problem with every fucking thing. Every fucking thing. On the last episode 13, she had a problem because she was finna get eliminated and he didn't check up on her. I get feeling away, but a conversation was needed. He literally watched you almost get eliminated. He also got ripped away from you as a couple from America, and also his friends came at him with the truth and with honesty, but he also felt attacked in that moment too. That was a lot in the span for 20 minutes for him, just as much as it was for you. So to throw everything in his face and just be like, you're the problem, you're the reason why I act like this, you didn't check up on me, you don't give a fuck about me. Relax. Let's try to understand where he's coming from as well. You get me? And she have no regard for that because she's not mature up here. She's not. And you know what? A lot of people, when they have kids young, and I believe she had her daughter at 20. 20 is not like overly young, but you're still a young lady, a young adult. A lot of people, when they do have kids young, they mind kind of stop developing for a bit at that time, and you kind of be stuck at that age. And when I was most emotionally unstable and I was reacting and behaving the way that Huda is, I was 20. And I think that's the same situation for her. She was 20 when she had her baby, and I think she's kind of like stuck in the 20-year-old mindset instead of being 24 and 25 like she actually is, you know? So that's a lot. Number 3, you mistake intensity for intimacy. Huda often equates passion and drama with being real or deep, but that kind of emotional chaos can feel like love when it's actually just It's violent. I don't know why I put volatility. I think I was trying to make that shit sound bigger than what it was, but I don't even know that word. So I'm not even going to say that. But why does this matter? Because emotional stability helps you see the difference between love and trauma bonding. You learn peace isn't born, it's safe. And they're trauma bonding. I truly believe that, like, Jeremiah was yelled at as a kid and possibly just had like a toxic household to a point where his self-esteem is also just as low as Huda. What you gotta remember in life is that who you attract is a reflection of you. So back when my relationship, when again I was very emotionally unstable back in the day, I was always attracting who I was, but through a different shape, in a different light. So we were just like them two. We were trauma bonding. We both lacked self-love, self-care, self-worth, you know? And we mistook that for a genuine bond and a genuine relationship. And it was just trauma bonding. Like we related to similar things, but we ended up showing up as our parents. Like I showed up as his mom, who would just like take all the bullshit and was overly nice and overly forgiving. And he was his dad, who would lie and manipulate and cheat, you know. But then his mom would react in these ways that weren't necessarily right either. So it's like everybody is to blame for this, because this is not meant to be and it's not healthy. You're just trauma bonding. And it's the same for them. Like, he played a role, but she is playing the biggest role in his demise. And it's not okay. Like, it is so important to be emotionally stable, y'all. I'm telling you. Next, you can't build with someone when you're falling apart inside. Dead ass. Dead ass. A healthy relationship requires clear communication first, trust, and emotional balance. Without stability, you're too reactive to build anything real. She is not stable. She cannot build from where she is now. And to a degree, he's also not stable because he actually liked the shit. Like, that ass, he liked the shit up until he feels disrespected. He liked when she's delusional. He don't be like, don't be delusional, because it fills up his ego and boosts his confidence up, because he's not confident and he lacks self-worth. And the same thing with my situation. He literally told me once we stopped talking, you know, I miss you because you really used to admire me. Huda admires Jeremiah. And Jeremiah loves that shit because he lacks the self-confidence and the self-worth. He lacks that feeling within himself. And she's in a state where she's going to put everybody above her because she don't know her worth right now. You know what I'm saying? She puts Jeremiah up here and she praises him, but then throws it in his face when he don't reciprocate the same energy. Nobody's supposed to be praised, so that's not even on Jeremiah. That's on you for not putting yourself first, Huda. That's on you for putting a man, especially a man you just met a week ago, above yourself. That's on you. It's on you for admiring him. That's not on him. You get me? And it's nothing to build when you have in that mindset of, well, I did that, so you're supposed to do this for me. Like, what am I trying to say? Without the stability within yourself, without the proper foundation of self-love and care for yourself, you can't build that with somebody else. Period. Relationships don't fix emotional instability. They expose it. And that's what it did for me back then. And that's literally what we seeing in real time with Huda and Jeremiah. Huda's breakdowns and self-sabotage show how hard it is to hold space for. It's so hard to do that for somebody else when you don't have it within yourself. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to multitask. I'm not the best. But these are facts. Like, you cannot put cars in a packed garage. What's in her garage is insecurity, is pain, is trauma. It's a lot of shit she went through in her childhood. It's a lot of shit she went through from her pregnancy. And it's a lot of shit she went through with her past relationships, hence why she keeps bringing up being a mom like it is the end of the world and it is a secret. Like, a lot of shit must have happened from that situation to where she keeps coming about it in the light that she does. You get me? If that makes sense. Lastly, you hurt good people who didn't cause your pain. I don't think Jeremiah is a bad person. I don't think Hood is a bad person. She's just not a stable person right now, and she's truly hurting him. She's emotionally abusing him. She is lacking accountability. She's pointing all fingers on him. She's blaming him for everything. She blamed him. It was mad at him because the producers told him and Iris to go on a date. She's mad at him because America voted for recoupling for the new girl to be with Jeremiah and to sleep in the same bed. She like, you gonna sleep in the same bed as a new girl? You're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. You're gonna go on a date, my dream date? What? What? You're so selfish? I put you first. Nobody asked you to do that. Nobody's gonna ever ask you to put you first. And put them first, and if they do, they're not for you. You should never put nobody above you. You chose to do that. Own your shit. Just like you're choosing to react before figuring shit out. You're choosing to go fucking bananas with no genuine reason because of the demons you have inside. Everything that is happening is just making her feel more and more insecure about herself, more than what she already knows to feel and be. She already is not confident within herself. She says she has hella Botox and fillers in her face. You don't touch your face when you're confident about your face. She already through her actions is showing you she don't love herself because she's willing to put somebody she just met a week ago above her. She's showing you with her actions that she don't love herself. She down to have sex with somebody she just met a week ago. You just don't do that with strangers. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking nuts. Jeremiah did not deserve to be yelled at. He didn't deserve to be called a bitch, guilted, nor manipulated. But Huda triggers made her lash out on him repeatedly and in front of everybody, and nobody's holding her accountable. Why does this matter? If you're not emotionally stable, you risk damaging people who show up with good intentions. This how cycles of hurt begin and repeat. And we are seeing this in real time. You get what I'm saying? So being emotionally stable don't mean you have to talk calm all the time, and it don't mean you have to be perfect. It literally just means that you listen more than you react, and you know how to solve difficult emotions by yourself. You know how to have uncomfortable conversations with other people without always pointing a finger. When you grow to be emotionally stable, you learn that it is you guys or you versus the problem opposed to you versus the world. I used to always feel like it was me versus the world. I felt like everybody was against me. I felt like everybody just like didn't fuck with me and all these other things. But it's because I didn't fuck with myself. So again, I was taking the blame off me and projecting it into the world. Just like what Huda doing. She think everybody the fuck is against her, and she just, America hates her, everybody hates her. Like, we don't hate you, fam. You're just being silly and delusional as fuck. Like, dead ass. So it is so important to be emotionally stable. Again, unhealed wounds become someone else's burden. Insecurity breeds control, not connection. You mistake intensity for intimacy. You can't build with someone when you're falling apart inside. And lastly, you hurt good people who didn't cause you pain. And that's just exactly what's going on. And we're seeing it in 4K. So again, this is not a hate train and adding on to the I hate Huda. Again, I am not a fan of Huda. I do not agree with her actions, her words, or anything, and I feel like she's downright disrespectful and dead ass wrong. And if I personally was on there, I would tell her about herself, but I'm not, and that's not the situation. But I also can relate to her because that was me to a degree at a certain point, which I deserved to be held accountable and put in my place. Honestly, we're human, but it's so important to be emotionally stable before you get into a relationship. Don't be Huda. Huda don't need to be Huda right now, okay?